Of all the things in life that we have that man has invented, the majority of them are a copy of something already exists. We make music. We make records. We have video, copying something that is already there. Many of our inventions are an improvement upon what somebody else already started. But I want to talk about a mother today. And what I have to say today is going to be, from me, a tribute. For a few moments, I want to look at the making of a mother. It starts as a little girl. You know, a few weeks ago, a month ago, whenever, we had a trailer parked behind the church. In it was Mark Davis's son, daughter-in-law, and 5 little girls. I stood there and I watched one Wednesday morning, which was the morning they left, and watched those little girls in the backyard playing. There was nothing special out there but hills, grass. But those little girls were excited, happy. The creativity of a child's mind. They could imagine and see things out there that I didn't see. They were enjoying themselves in a way that only a child can. To make a mother, it starts with the happiness that you put into a child's heart. A child, and most of us as parents do our best to protect children from the bad things in the world. And when the challenges that we have is to protect that gift that God gives to them that can never be replaced once it's taken away. It's called innocence. The innocence is not ignorance in a negative way. It's ignorance of not knowing the bad, the evil, the corrupt things in the world, and seeing the world as the beautiful place that God made it. In the mind of a child is happiness. Those of you that have had the privilege of being parents saw the face of your children as they wake up in the morning, and all is good when their eyes open. And they laugh, they smile. The world is good to them. You and I cannot wait till the end of the day to put our tired and our weary bodies down and give them rest. But to a child, you have to do all you can to get them to go to sleep because the world is too good. They don't want to miss anything. They want to keep going. So you read them stories, you do other things, you put them at peace and at happiness. And to the happiness of a child, when you raise the blanket up and tuck them in, tell them a story, give them a kiss. Tell them you love them. That's all they need. You're okay. You go back to your bed with the headaches, with the challenges. How to pay the bills, how to make the next day happen, how to get ready and do the things you have to do for your work and your jobs. But the child is in la-la land. The happiness of a child is like a stored battery. You recharge a battery so that it's able to go out and do the things you want that battery to do. We have reinvented life with the discovery of the lithium battery. It's smaller, lighter, has a charge that goes longer. Everything from the tools of every trade that is going to hearing aids to all the weapons of war are made to work on the basis of the lithium battery. In the making of a mother, the happiness of a child is something that you will put into that child, that little girl will carry with her the rest of her life. The happiness that you put into that child in its childhood is something that little girl, as she grows up, will spend the rest of her life trying to recreate in the life of the next generation. It's valuable that we protect the happiness and the innocence of a child. Children learn, little girls learn from their mothers. One of the scenes that I like to see and have enjoyed in the past seeing is when my grandchildren were beside their mother as she taught them how to do the things that girls do. She taught them how to cook, how to sew, how to play music, how to be athletic, how to be creative, how to develop the genius that is inside of them. Why? Because she was reduplicating the happiness of her own childhood. The making of a mother starts when they're a little girl. But her assignment begins as a mother the day that we have a celebratory wedding. That's the signal where she is crowned into being the queen of the home, and the skills that she has learned up to the point and the additional skills that she will develop and acquire begin at the wedding. The making of a mother. A child, in the heart of a child, they are caring. A child, a girl, is not naturally a bully. Their nature is to be nurturing, and they will show that in the shape of being a mother who, I'm having fun here, in the shape of a mother who cares for a child. I shouldn't have got a haircut yesterday. But the nurturing of a child begins as they learn how to care. God knew that all of us would need to be nurtured. In the heart of a mother's mind is programmed to nurture. God never assigned us as guys the ability to feed a baby. You know why? That baby'd go hungry. We'd be into other things. We wouldn't take care of it. He gave that nurturing to the mother. And girls who grow up will spend the rest of their lives nurturing. I was looking yesterday at that picture that appeared in Life magazine of a sailor kissing a nurse at the end of World War II. That sailor lived in Newport, used to eat on Thames Street at the Handy Lunch. And I used to take care of his furnace in Middletown. I said, tell me the story behind that picture. He said, the girl that became my wife was standing right beside me when I did it. I said, why did you do it? He said, we just got the word of the surrender of Germany and of Japan. He said, I grabbed a nurse because being on the ships out there, he says, I saw the sailors that were burnt and wounded. But beyond that, I saw the nurses that gently cared for those sailors to bring them back and nurture them back to life. He said, I grabbed a nurse because I had so much respect for what those girls were doing for the sailors. I grabbed a nurse to say thank you. Time has gone on. That sailor has died, and so has the nurse. But the memory of that moment has gone on. It's become a statue in Southern America of that sailor. It has become a stamp, a cover to Life magazine. And if you talk to him, it was almost bigger than life because it defined that moment, defined the rest of his life. What was it about? The nurturing of the girls that were so tender and bringing back the injured, mutilated bodies of sailors from ships that have been attacked, and of Marines that have been put on the hospital ships to be cared for, to survive the massive injuries of those days. Nurturing. God gave to a woman a different brain than a man has. Us guys will go around and like turkeys go around and strut our stuff and how good we are, how great we are, how wonderful we are. And don't ever take a man's confidence away because he's worthless without it. But God has given to a woman a smaller brain, but with the same number of brain cells as a man has. But he has given to a woman something men don't have. Women have 10 times the connectors between the left and the right side of their brains, so that both sides are working at the same time. They can outthink us. There isn't a business going that doesn't need their services to keep us guys looking like we're bright and smart and we're wonderful. You guys that have dated women find out that they know you inside and out better than you know yourself. They have planned the 3 weeks in front of our steps, and we don't even know it. We walk into their trap like bugs into a spider's web. They outthink us. Why? In the beginning in creation, God waited until the last creative act that he did was to create a woman. Are we inferior? No. We're made in the likeness of God. We're made the way God wanted us to be. And we're made the way that every woman needs us to be. Protect us, hunt us, provide us. We do the things in life that no woman should have to be involved in. But in the heart of a little girl is caring and nurturing. And God has given to every woman a creative genius. that if it gets tapped, outthinks, outperforms, not in strength, but in the quality of life. I thought of a comparison nature between a mother's nature and that of a bee. A bee wasn't designed to sting. Without a bee, the flowers will not flourish, for they go in and take pollen. Whatever's needed there, nectar, out of the flowers. But their furry little legs and bodies grab the pollen, and as they move to the next flower, the pollen goes with them. The farmers cannot grow their crops unless the bees do their thing. They were not designed to sting, they were designed to pollinate. But the miracle of a bee is tell me how they take nectar, turn it into honey. That's a miracle in itself. You and I cannot live without bees. I could live without their stings. Remember as a little boy, I was mowing grass back in those days with a push mower, no motor. 10 years old. I got too close to a garage one day that had a nest of bumblebees in it. One came out and said hello to me just below my eye. I have a lifetime hate towards bumblebees. I got stung by one. But God didn't create the bumblebee to sting, or the hornet to sting. He created them to make honey and to pollinate everything that he had made in nature, create variety. Hand a woman a bag of groceries. She hands you a meal. Hand a woman a piece of meat, and she lays in front of you a delicious meal. Build a woman a house to live in. She gives you a home. Everything that you crave in life, she is, she has, she creates. Without a woman, there'd be no human race. You bring life into the world. We can't do that. When God wanted to show the world love, his caring, give your mother. They can hold your hand, rock you when you're sick, wipe your nose when it's running, put a cookie in front of you and a glass of milk, tell you a story at the end of the day, and for us guys, create the 3 dimensions to life instead of the 2 dimensions that we live in. Everything that we like in life as men goes back to what some woman puts into our life. I have children today because some woman gave me children. We all stand tall in our own lives and what we have done and what we have achieved. But before we did that, some woman made us feel good about ourselves. Stood us straight in front of the world. Told us we were worth something. Don't ever attack the quality of a child while the mother's around. Because in a mother's eyes, you may have deficiencies, but you as a person are not altered. A mother loves you with an undying love that cannot be diluted, cannot be replaced. There's no love that can take the place of a mother's love. God knew that we would need all of these things as people. And to make His love real to us, He gave us all a mother. He did creation. We do procreation. He put the world in place. We nurture it. We care for it. I looked out my window one day, and I have neighbors that just had a child about. Now it's been a year and a half, but I looked out there, and here was the mother tending flowers in the front of the house. But her little one, about 15 months old at the time, was leaning on a landscape timber. Having all I could do to stand there. Once in a while it plopped on the ground, and she reached down and picked him up again. Standing there next to the mother. It was a picture worth a magazine. But I didn't have a camera in my hands at the time, and it was the picture of a mother still nourishing, strengthening, letting that little kid's legs get strong. But under the shadow of her protection, that little kid felt safe. The world couldn't threaten him. Mother's there. The world of beauty that we live in, the beauty that we see, the love we enjoy, the quality of life that we have, come from the heart of a mother. To us men, you represent everything that we crave and enjoy in life. Our highest enjoyment is to be in your company. But you forever hold a mystery we do not understand and never will. You want to see a helpless man? See him standing beside his wife as she's about getting ready to deliver. You want to see one screwed up guy that can't function? We don't understand the mystery of childbirth. We come unglued. We become helpless. But there's a mystery to the mind and the heart of a woman that we're forever mining. My dear Patricia, her soul constantly fed me. She was like a wealth of goodness that I was forever able to reach into. I miss it. Today, if I had a hat, I would take it off. I have a head, I will bow. I would like to honor every mother that has made this world a better place because she was here. When God could not be here, He gave us mothers who allowed us to understand how much He loves us. Mothers, I honor you today with all that God has put in your mind and your heart and your love. And this world is a much better place because you're here. And I thank you. Amen.